Big shout out to Orlando. Y'all came out this week and supported me. I appreciate that.
Oh, that's good.
Orlando Improv, they be having to cancel a lot of shows at these comedy clubs, man.
Really?
Because they can't afford to have the staff come there and they only sold 10, 15 tickets.
Ooh, well, I'll tell you right now, me and Erica went to go see Ralph, right? At
Who's
Barbosa, Ralph Barbosa, the little young kid at the Comedy Store.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
all
was
the soda-
that?
He was great, but I hadn't been to the Comedy Store in ages. And let me just tell you, out of everything, like the food and stuff, I was like, oh, this is terrible. Food, horrible. They only have like, they're the worst, the Comedy Store. Sorry, they need to pick it up because I'm telling you right now, that was the only drawback, was that we were like, what in it? We were not happy about that. It was terrible, the service. They only had like, in that whole huge, the big room, we had like 2 people. And everybody was going, what in the, yeah.
That's what I want to talk about. Do you know how hard it is to get staff at these clubs? Because, like, sometimes they have to cancel shows because they like, we can't afford to pay you because nobody's in here. Like, when I was at the Orlando Improv, I was talking to one of the guys who always show me love on the staff. And he was just telling me, like, some of the shows have to get canceled because there's no tickets being sold. You know what I'm saying? For some acts. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I hope this comedy club business don't falter.
Hey, can
Are comedy clubs gonna shut down? That's a very great question. Like I've been doing comedy 6 years. It'll be 7 in 2 months. And I have realized that a lot of the older comics, I'm saying, comics that were very popular at one point, they are no longer selling a lot of tickets. I don't know how the process was back in the early 90s, 2000s. I don't know what the process, because I wasn't in comedy then. I don't know how they were selling tickets. I mean, I would think that it would be television. Television would be able to get you seen by, a lot of eyes. Put you on magazines, put you in the newspaper. This was the old way of getting your name out there in comedy. But times have changed. I don't think that everyone is aware of the shift. Like the older comics are like, I'm not finna do all that work. You mean promote yourself? You mean let people know you're coming into town? Like back in the day when you would have a special come out, from what I remember, comedians would go on late night and they would do a guest spot or like be the guest at SNL, right? Like go to the news and have a segment in the morning, right? And talk about, hey, I'm going to be in town this week. Come out. They would do radio. They would do interviews on the radio. Like this was the older way of promoting yourself. And does that still work to this day? Absolutely. Absolutely it does. But you have to be proactive. You have to look what is working for other comedians and how can I put my twist on what they're doing. Podcasts for comedians is the way to go. That's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm doing this part. These videos right here is why I'm doing it. Because I've seen that this is the next way to get your audience up. For people to see what you do. That, yeah, I do stand-up. I post stand-up clips on this channel, but I also do these types of videos so I can reach a broader audience. Like I've been to the Orlando Improv that Corey was talking about. And I get emails from those clubs, the Funny Bone in Orlando, the Funny Bone in Tampa. I get emails from the Oklahoma, what's the name of it? What is it? I can't think of it right now. But there's 2 clubs, one in Tulsa and then one in Oklahoma City. Not the Looney Bin, but they have a Looney Bin in Tulsa. Either way, I get emails. And when I get these emails are for discounted tickets. There was a club in Killeen that I worked with, and when ticket sales weren't doing well, they gave tickets away. There's another club. There's just clubs that do this. This is what they do in order to get people in. They'll make their money off their food. They'll make their money off their drinks. But there was a time when they would sell out tickets and food and drinks as well. But times has changed. Instead of going on late night and going on SNL and going, to the radio, what they're doing now is going on podcasts. You go through a podcast run. If you aren't seeing this, then you aren't paying attention. You build a nucleus of friends that have podcasts. You got Whiskey Ginger. You got, what is Bobby Lee's? I can't think of what his, but Bobby Lee has a podcast. Brett Kreischer, Godfrey. We Might Be Drunk with Mark Norman and Sam Morril. There's tons of comedians with Corey Holcomb. There's tons of comedians with podcasts. And I know that it's not always easy to get into these podcasts, right? You got to have something tangible or something worthwhile or be interesting enough to be able to get on these podcasts. But this is the wave of the future. I get the emails where they're not selling tickets and they're giving away free tickets or dollar tickets. And these comedians are funny, but guess what? Your time has passed. If you don't get with the program, you are going to be pushed to the side. It doesn't matter how funny you are. And I hear Corey complain about, internet comedians and how they're not funny. But guess what? Those internet comedians, they're coming to see them do that. A lot of comics are like, well, that's not real traditional stand-up. It doesn't matter. Are they selling tickets? Are they able to sell tickets? Because the name of the game is asses in seats. There's this one lady, she dresses up like an old lady, and she sells tickets. There's a new comedian in San Antonio, dresses up as an old lady. He's a guy, dresses up as an old lady. I seen him do a comedy show at Upstage Comedy Lounge, and when he did the show, he did 30 minutes as the regular person and 30 minutes dressed up as the grandma. And the grandma motherfucking murdered it. Because the people wanted to see the character that they play on the internet. This is the way of the future. So he sold out 2 shows that had never done a stand-up show before. 2 shows sold out to the brim. Do you understand how massive that is for a comedian that's never, ever done stand-up? So I would advise, if you're a comedian or someone that wants to entertain, this is your way of getting out to the people. You have to do it for yourself because nobody's coming to do it for you. Do you think, let's ask you guys, put it down in the comments, if you believe that the old way of getting on the newspaper, and now the newspaper is online, so you can just say like an article, right? Radio, television, is this the way to go or is it the internet? You tell me, because I already know the answer. But maybe it's something that you can tell me that I don't know. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to be doing videos like this consistently. Shout out to Corey Holcomb because listen, it's very interesting the things that they talk about on that show. And it's not always beef, right? It has value. And I've never worked at the Comedy Store. I've never been to the Comedy Store. Maybe I'll go. Maybe this year during the summer, I'll take myself to LA. I've been to the Laugh Factory and I love that place. But maybe it's because I was able to get in there. Shout out to Chocolate Sundays. All right, man. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.